everybody, and welcome back to Chore With Me, the channel where we get motivated and do a chore together. And we are going to be going through each of these 3 drawers and cleaning them out. Okay, so let's get to it and see what we've got here. So the first drawer is my cat drawer. It's got a bunch of cat stuff in it and some odds and ends. So let's grab that guy out and take a closer look at it and see what we can keep and what we can get rid of. Alright, so let's start with our very first basket. For those of you that may not know, we have cats, and so this is their catnip. I got this online. I think it was on Amazon, and it's a lot of catnip, and they love catnip. So we're definitely keeping this guy. And next are their treats. I'm going to try to lift these really quietly because if they hear the bag crinkle, they'll come running for some treats. They're both sleeping right now. These are actually dog treats. It's just plain chicken. It's dehydrated chicken. And it's freeze-dried chicken, and they absolutely love this, even though it's a dog treat. So we're going to be keeping that hanging onto this. Next, this is one of the brushes that I use to brush their fur, so we'll keep that. I'm just sitting beside my table and I'm putting everything that I'm keeping on the table. So that's what I'm doing there. And these are a couple of different types of treats. So those are fine to keep. This. Okay, so our cat, especially the boy, is into chewing. He chews absolutely everything, especially phone chargers. And so a while back I found him and he had this phone charger and he had chewed it, so it doesn't work anymore. So I actually kept the phone charger because I wanted to like put it around his neck, dangle it from his neck, not hurt him or anything, and then just put like a little sign like I was naughty or something and put it on Instagram, but I haven't done that yet, but I probably will. So I'm throwing this out. Clearly no need to keep this. Next we have their soft paws. They're nail covers. We used to use soft paws, but then we found a cheaper brand, so that's what we're using now. So for those of you guys that don't know what these are, they come with, it's almost like a crazy glue, and you put the crazy glue inside of the nail cap and then just pop the nail cap on their paws, and that way it keeps them from scratching your furniture and your floors. I don't always consistently put them on. The cats don't particularly enjoy getting them put on, but once they're on, they're pretty good at just leaving them. Okay, now I have a little toothbrush for them. So this is a hand. You're supposed to just pop this on your finger and then put it inside of their mouth and brush their teeth, just so they get used to having their teeth brushed. It's really soft. I'll hang on to this, just in case. This is a lubricant for hairballs. The previous cat that we had tons of hairballs and was coughing them up all the time. These cats I brush way more diligently and they hardly ever have hairballs. Honestly, this stuff is kind of gross. It's leaked out the bottom. I'm gonna trash this. If we ever need it, I'll just get new stuff. Then I have some stick tack in here. This obviously has nothing to do with cats, but we'll have to find a new home for most of the rest of what's in here, I think. And then I have the cat's toothpaste. We'll keep that, and they have a special toothbrush that they use. I just use the little tiny end, and Caesar loves this. He just chews on it when I put it in his mouth, so that helps do the trick. I also have some Vaseline. The vet told me that I could put a little bit of Vaseline on their paws if they're throwing up a lot of fur balls. Again, it hasn't been a big issue with these cats. I'll just keep this in here in the basket just in case, but they don't vomit, so haven't had to use that too often. I love using straws. These are a whole bunch of straws. So again, you may find a different spot for these. More stick tack. A random Q-tip. That'll go with the trash. I do a lot of canning in the summer, and obviously I've never used the labels. I've just tossed them in here. So I may just throw these labels out because obviously I don't use them. Just a random piece of garbage. I have absolutely no idea what this is. I don't know where it came from, so that's probably going in the trash. And here's a battery that's old that'll go in the trash or the recyclers, or just a pad of paper. And then some clothespins. I usually use these clothespins to close chip bags or cracker bags. And another Q-tip. So that's going in the trash too. So we've emptied out our first basket, let's move on to the second one. So basket number 2 is my kitchen basket, specifically having to do with cake decorating and baking stuff. I don't use this stuff a ton, and that's why it's in these drawers. It just kind of keeps it out of the way and frees up space in my kitchen cupboards. So, first one is, so definitely gonna keep these. I like this little box because it keeps them fairly organized. These are all my edible dyes that I use for cupcakes and cake icings. So these are all pretty much okay and good to go, so we'll keep those. And these are some sprinkles that I occasionally use, those are still good. And then I have a piping bag. Now this piping bag has had hot pink icing in it, so it's been thoroughly washed, but it's clean. Just has a little bit of a stain on it, but it's still okay. So this is candy still from Christmas time. We used this candy when we made gingerbread houses this year, so this is definitely going into the trash. I forgot it was in here, so we'll dump that up. More candy. What I found. More labels. You can tell I do a lot of canning by the amount of labels I have. Add that to the other stash. And then in here, let's have some more very specific stuff for cake decorating and cupcake making. So this isn't stuff that I use very often, but I'm going to keep it because it comes in handy a couple times a year when I make a birthday cake or a cake for a special occasion. Here's our third and final basket. This is sort of an odds and ends basket. I don't think it really has a theme, but we'll see if we can give it a theme. So first, muffin cups or paper holders for cupcakes. So I think what I'll do with this is I'm actually going to put it in the baking basket. This is my exercising watch and my heart rate monitor. For all of you that are really bad at keeping plants alive, like me, get one of these. They are so handy. I never have a clue how much to water plants, if I'm giving them too much water or too little water, so you just take this, pop it into the soil, and then on the dial it'll just tell you if your plant is dry, if it's moist, or if it's wet. So that just gives you a guide of how much to actually water. I don't have a lot of plants that I use this on. I have a couple on my deck. That's about it. And I have a couple cactuses inside the house, but they're probably on the verge of dying as well, so I'm not banking that I'm going to be able to save them, but this helps a little bit at least. This biscotti is from Christmas 2016, I believe. It was a joke with my boss and I at work. I don't understand why people eat biscotti. It's like dried out toast with icing sugar on it. Anyway, we were making a joke that I could keep this biscotti for like 5 years and it would still be exactly the same as when it's first made. But I think the joke's probably run out now. I've proved my point. It's not rotten. It's not moldy. I'm sorry guys, I don't get biscotti. This is going in the trash. Here I have some cheesecloths. I bought these when I was making homemade yogurt. More straws. I thought these were actually kind of a fun pattern. These do not belong here. I'm going to go put them with the rest of the batteries. These are some number candles for birthdays. Seeing as I don't know where they've come from or where they've been, I'm going to throw these in the trash. I used to have a Blendtec, and I have an extra lid for the Blendtec. I no longer have a Blendtec, so I technically do not need this lid anymore. So I know someone that does have a Blendtec, so I think I'm just going to give this lid away. It's brand new, as well as this rubber attachment that goes on the bottom of the jar. So I think we'll just give these away. That's it. Basket number 3 is finished, so I'm going to go clean this out, and then we're going to put everything back into our baskets.
And that is it. Our storage unit is back in the kitchen where it belongs. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please hit subscribe to get more videos just like this. See you next Wednesday in another video, and remember to stay motivated.